Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I am doing the Where's That Fantasy Book Challenge created by Erin over at Booked and Busy. So here's the thing about it. I don't actually read that much fantasy. I mean, if you look right here, it looks like I do. However, fantasy is something that I only got into recently, so I'm actually gonna give myself a little bit of leeway and cheat. I may or may not include some non-fantasy books because I can. And if you're gonna ask why I didn't just do the other challenge that isn't specific to fantasy books, it's because the questions in this one I like better. So yeah. All right, so I'm gonna give this a try. I even put my glasses on so that I can actually see what I'm looking for, but let's do it. Okay, the first prompt is a book over 1,000 pages. Actually, I'm gonna go with It by Stephen King. This is not mine, and I have no intention of reading it. I did at one point, but no. And it is 1,153 pages. So we're gonna say that counts. The next prompt is a book older than you. Okay. This one's easy. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The third prompt is multiple books in a series that you haven't started. Okay. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I have not started this yet. I really want to. It's one of my most anticipated books. I just haven't had time. Next is a book with a weapon on the cover. Scythe? Does that count? I haven't read this yet, so. But isn't the thing like that's a scythe? I don't know if that's true or not. And I no longer have my copy of The Rose and the Dagger, of course. Yeah. We're gonna go with that for now. Next is a myth or a retelling. Okay, since I was just talking about it, I can go with The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Like I said, I don't have The Rose and the Dagger, which I guess I couldn't have been able to use that if I used this, because they're in the same series, but. Next is Signed by the Author. Okay. I have The Hate You Give, signed by Angie Thomas. Next is a book with illustrations. I think, yep, okay. I have the Barnes & Noble special editions of, what is this called? A Darker Shade of Magic, and it has illustrations in it. Next is a book with a unique magic system. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I didn't feel like pulling a book out, so I just pulled out the whole trilogy, but that counts, I think. Books in a series that aren't the same size. If you saw my birthday book haul, then you know that I had the dilemma of finding The Dragon Republic and Burning God in these covers, hardback and white, when I have this cover of The Poppy War. I'm very upset about it, to be honest. And I don't know which ones, but some of these are gonna have to be replaced so that they can match. Next is Features of Bastard Child or Lost Heir. King of Scars. Hopefully y'all have read Shadow and Bone and you know what I'm talking about. If not, oh well. Next is An Assassin Story. Okay, I haven't read this. I haven't read this yet, but I heard Throne of Glass is about an assassin, like she's an assassin. Somebody told me she's not a good assassin, which makes me not want to read it, but that's neither here nor there. Next is a book by a Black author. That's easy. Song of Wraiths and Ruins. Still have not read this either, but I will. Next is an urban fantasy. Side note, thank you to everyone who answered my questions on Twitter because I wasn't sure what classified as an urban fantasy or like what made it an urban fantasy, but now I know. And I know that I have Jade City by Fonda Lee. Next is a special edition. Fuck, I just used A Dark Shade of Magic. Okay, so I don't have any other books that are special edition. I'm pretty sure I can't use the same book twice, so I have nothing. The next is a book that features dragons. Fun fact, I've never read a book that includes dragons. I don't think. I never read Aragon when I was a kid. Didn't read Game of Thrones. multiple copies of the same book. I actually do have that. Okay, so I have both a hardcover and a paperback version of Caraval. I borrowed this from my friend Lauren the first time that I read it, and then when I continued the series, I bought all three in hardback. I have not seen Lauren in a very long time because of COVID, so I never got a chance to return this to her, so I guess that works. Next is an underhyped book. I'm not really sure if this is actually underhyped. I've only been on Booktube for a short amount of time and only known about Booktube for a short amount of time, but I'm gonna go with Howl's Moving Castle because even though this is a middle grade, so that may turn some people off, this is one of the best fantasy books I ever read. I read it twice in 2019 because I enjoyed it so much, so I'll go with that. Next is a standalone. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I did ask him on Twitter if he planned to write more in this universe, and he said he hoped to. So I'm sure it won't be a sequel because, you know, the title explains all, but that'd be really cool. I actually would really like to know more about Deathcast and how it works and why it was created, but that's just me. Next is a one-word title. Ooh, I can't use Caraval. Can't use Safe. Should have thought this through beforehand. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, does that count? It's not fantasy, though. Oh, okay. Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I didn't actually love this book. I like the beginning. I like the characters. And then the ending kind of sucked. And the last one is a book with a talking animal. I don't know if I have one. Well, I guess Heartless probably would work. I feel like there are creatures that talk. Alright, so I don't think I have a book with a talking animal, at least not that I know of. I might have one on my shelves that I haven't read yet. That is very likely, but I'm not sure. So that was the last question. It looks like I did not actually, no, I lied. I did pick one book that was not fantasy. That was Pride and Prejudice for the prompt of a book that was older than me. Otherwise, I might have actually done pretty well. So point off for using Pride and Prejudice. And then I didn't have one with dragons, didn't have one with a talking animal, and I didn't have a special edition because I used a darker shade for something else. 16 out of 20, that's not terrible. It could have been worse. All right, so those were all of the questions. I think I did pretty well. That's just my own personal opinion. But let me know if you've done this challenge or what you thought of my answers to some of these. I'm not actually gonna tag anyone, but if you see this and you feel compelled to do it, then please feel free to do so. I'm not gonna lie, I only did this because I watched Kat on Kat's Book Corner do it, and I really enjoyed her video. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next one.